Listen to this nonsense.
Nicole, it was just a couple of weeks ago that same crowd of Trump supporters were in Washington burning Black Lives Matter flags off the front of black churches in Washington. So they had every reason.
Now look at this. BLM protests, pro-Trump riots. Listen up.
To be prepared for
back up a little bit for you.
See, let's not forget, Nicole, it was just a couple of weeks ago that same crowd of Trump supporters were in Washington burning Black Lives Matter flags off the front of black churches in Washington. So they had every reason to be prepared for what could happen the day before yesterday.
Let me read to you from the New York Times reporting on this, picking up on the ref's point, Donnie. The seeds that led to the insurrection were hidden in plain sight at Mr. Trump's rallies, where his supporters set up open-air markets of hate and conspiracy, selling Confederate flags and T-shirts that mock his opponents and the media. In conservative news outlets, where the language of revolution and civil war is commonplace.
Damn straight. And also selling of items that mock his opponent. Do they not incessantly mock him? Are they not mocking him right now? Again, let me stress for anybody who's unclear out here, I'm not a Trump lover, okay? I'm not a Trump lover. But this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Mr. Trump's Twitter feed, which has amplified white supremacists, anti-Semites, and anti-Muslim extremists.
Okay. Now listen to this guy. Listen to this guy right here. That's about. Listen to this. Get a barf bag ready, okay?
Don't kid yourself. This has always been about race. All of the Trumpism is a simple thing. Is that there are terrified, angry, fearful, ignorant people that understand that by the year 2024, the 2045, this country will no longer be predominantly white.
That's the problem, right? That's what we're all worried about, isn't it? We're all worried that it's not going to be white, and that's why we're so angry. We're terrified, us simple-minded folk who voted for Donald Trump and not Joe Biden. Is that right?
And they are terrified, and they blame every ill in their own life, whatever misery they have in their own life. They blame on the other. They blame on the Mexican. They blame on the black. They blame on the Jew. And that is what Donald Trump tapped into. Other than rich people.
Is this guy for real? I can't believe I'm sitting here listening to this. Oh my God, it's so disgusting. I'm not going to show you anymore. I'm not going to show you anymore. You get the gist. This is the vilification and the othering. This is who we are, according to them. This is who they want to paint the broad brush strokes of who we are. And it's not who we are. That's not our reasoning. We don't give a crap about that. It's not about us being white and then the others being whoever they are, right? Am I right? We want all of us to have the same opportunities. We want all of us to have the same freedoms. Not, and what's going to happen is you're Jewish and you're black and you're Latino and whoever else is going to find out soon enough that the administration that's coming in illegitimately is going to be as costly to them as it is to anyone. Now, the difference is Trump supporters are going to be... All right, I am going to show you this. Watch this last thing that he says here.
Looking for that tax break, that is what every Trump vote was all about. And that's what you saw bubbling over. And it's not just like, there were some wonderful people in the Capitol. They were wearing Camp Auschwitz shirts and shirts that said 6 million is not enough. So the hate goes in many, many, many directions. The good news is that as painful as this is to see, sometimes we need this disgusting clarity for a demarcation point, for a new direction. And clearly with what's happening in the Senate with Joe Biden, the ills are not going to be going away, but there is a completely different wind at play here to try and remedy some of these things. And as a white person, you can only empathize so much. We can intellectually understand it.
I know this is tough, but please hang on for what this guy's about to say.
It's a privilege to be on talking about this with my friend the Reverend, but it can only go so deep. We can't feel it as much as we do. Nicole, as much as you and I get repulsed by it.
White guilt, white shame.
And
Privilege.
Understand there's something different when it's your people, and that's why I even mentioned the example of the Auschwitz situation. But I do believe, and I don't mean to be naive, I do believe better times are ahead of us. I do believe the one positive thing in this is that it put a stake through Trump's heart. We are not going to have to live with the next 4 years of Trump with a megaphone. There is shame attached to Trump and Trumpers and his family, and they will be gone and banished forever. So sometimes you need to kill
Trump and his family and his supporters. We have shame now attached to us, and we will be banished henceforth and forever. We'll see.